It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show on a Tuesday morning where the big topic of the day is, of course, matric results for 2014. A couple of very nervous friends sitting next to me. those are nervous laughs, by the way, that you just heard. We've got Ross, Jess, Shaylin and Kelsey. Thank you very much for joining us this morning to talk a little bit about this. First of all, how are you feeling, Ross?
I'm all right. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah?
Excited,
okay.
excited.
Yeah, that was hesitant, Jess.
I think it's going to be an emotional day for me. It's like the official end of school.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be like on my own.
Wow.
And no longer part of like a defining place.
Okay. And Kelsey and Shaylin, how are you guys feeling?
Nervous.
Yeah?
Nervous and excited.
Yeah, excited.
It's a new chapter in our lives.
I like the positive outlook that you have on this. So when you think about your exams, which have passed, you obviously studied as hard as you could, I hope so. What do you think? Do you think you've achieved the results that you wanted? Ross?
Yeah, no, I've put in all my effort and I think it's going to pay off.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys?
I will know this afternoon.
Yeah. Sort of just waiting and hoping for the best.
At least
I'm just happy that I got through it. Okay. Yeah. I didn't go to school this year that much because of health reasons, so I had to teach myself from home. Okay. So I'm just really proud that I finished because I wanted to drop out. I'm really depressed.
For not doing that and making it through. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That is really cool. So let's talk about this whole thing, because you guys, as you were telling me earlier on, as the first matrics, or the matrics of 2014, you were the first guys to have high school caps, right? From grade 10.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you guys? Did you feel the difference between going from OBE in grade 9 to caps in grade 10, if I understand correctly, Ross?
Yeah, it was hectic for teachers because they didn't realize what they could test us on. They couldn't give us work because they had no idea what we were going to be tested on by the government. In past papers.
Yeah,
I mean,
we didn't have any.
That's so true.
I mean, so much of the stuff were just ripped out and then so much is just plugged in instead, and it just completely stumped a lot of teachers.
That is actually something that I never thought about, because there was nothing of a reference material for you to go back on and test yourself on. Okay, and I mean, what were some of the challenges for you?
I don't know, it's weird because I switched from a private school to a government school, so going from IEB to CAPS, like the jump wasn't that far off though, so I didn't really find much of a gap to go on. So it's quite good.
And with this whole thing, that the big debate has been like, oh, are the names going to be in the newspapers or not? Because that was like a moment of pride for us back in the day.
I really want that.
Did you want that?
Yeah, I did.
Jess?
Yeah, I did.
And I mean, how do you feel?
Also, because then I could, this year there's a lot of matrics that I know, so, sorry guys, I was gonna like see you guys' names for change. And
Kelsey looks like she's like, oh my goodness, thank goodness we're not
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be
I'm
there.
kind of relieved that they're not going to put on names, just because like it's a personal thing, and I think like it could be like intrusive to some.
Is gonna like read everyone's names.
Ah, exactly.
I was
it's not going to be happening.
like you.
But let's start off with you, Shaylin. Now that you're done, as you guys were saying, it's a very exciting part of your life. What are your future plans now?
Well, hopefully study. I study law. So these results are kind of important to me because it kind of dictates where I'm going to be next year. So it's either UCT, UWC, or Wits University. Yeah. So I'm just everything's sort of riding on these results here coming.
Kelsey?
I'm going to be going to UCT.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to study property studies.
All right, Jess?
I'm like taking a gap year, but I don't know what it's a gap between. And I'm planning to just further like develop my art and find out where I could do some like job internships kind of thing to figure out where I want to go with it. That's like my plan.
Ross, what about you?
I'm doing a BA in Performing Arts at City Varsity College of Media.
Nice, man. It's going to be an adventure. Listen, I want to ask a very controversial question because I think that you guys deserve a voice, right? What do you guys think of this whole thing that you need 3 40% and 3 30%, if I have it correctly, to pass grade 12? We've been talking about that. Does that prepare you for life? Do you feel like you're ready to take on the world? How do you feel about that?
Well, personally, I don't think it affects us because I think we all are very smart, and I think we all did very well anyway. But I don't think that these requirements prepare you at all. I mean, what are you going to do with a 40%? I mean, you can't do anything with it. It's not going to get you anywhere. So
I mean, nobody wants a doctor that only knows 40% of
Yeah.
Exactly. There
Like
you
you
go.
don't even know half. Like you don't even know enough at all to say you know half of it.
Wow.
Also, like I think if you have a 30% pass rate, or that's when you pass, it like lowers people's standards to say, oh, I'll just kind of try.
Yeah.
That's the lowers our country standards.
Yeah, it's like everyone just becomes quite slack and they don't push themselves because they're like, oh, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
Last little comment from you.
Yeah, I feel that it's necessary to have that pass though, because I mean we're at all privileged schools, but I mean you got to look at the people that aren't at the privileged schools. Like I mean, to get out of life, like, surely that 30% is all they need to sort of get them up. But I mean, like, look at us. We're our 50% or our 30% isn't going to get us where we need to be. Like, we know we need to work harder. But I mean, there are those people that they can't get anymore.
Yeah.
So
I hear you, but I also feel like it's an across-the-board thing in a country where we're trying to build a youth generation that's going to take our country forward in leadership, in politics, in all spheres. We need to up the standard of what we want and what we value as obviously good education.
To like stop a society of like apathetic people.
But thank you very much, guys. We really do appreciate it. I mean, I think we've got some very good ambassadors for Matric class of 2014. Good luck to everyone who's revealing or who's getting their results revealed to them later this afternoon. Breathe it in, it's okay, you will be all right. Now let's switch gears a little bit, get on the creative side of things and take a look at how to make your very own copper pot plant with Matriculants.